I am Phillip Blume of Blume Photography, and today I want to talk to you about powerful branding techniques that sell your business. Hey guys, I'm Phillip Blume. You know, most photographers struggle to make a living doing what they love. As photographers and business coaches, my wife and I coach them to build profitable, purposeful businesses that allow them to have freedom in finances and freedom to do what matters to them in their life. Now, I want to go over 4 concepts that can allow you to build a brand that sells itself to people, that increases your bookings, increases your sales numbers, and they're simple human concepts. We're going to go over how to make your client the hero of your brand, how to be a trusted advisor. What does that term in business, trusted advisor, mean? How to simplify your menus, and finally, what is your elevator pitch? So let's start with making your client the hero. You know, Donald Miller wrote the book Story Brand, which I completely recommend for any business, any industry. He talks about how the way that you capture someone's attention and draw them into your brand is to paint a story for them, just like humans have done over thousands and thousands of years around campfires. We've made the mistake so many times of talking about our business as if we're the heroes, and we have to understand this simple human concept, guys. Every person, when you wake up in the morning, you're the protagonist in your own story, right? You're the center of your universe, and everyone feels like that. If you start talking about your business and how many prizes you've won and how big your studio is, and they lose interest, you've potentially turned off the client. Even if they think you've done well, you're not speaking to their needs. So remember, your client is the hero. And in that, let's talk about what they are accomplishing when we talk about brands. So we can talk about how instead of we're an award-winning studio, we might want to talk about we're a studio that allows you to capture the timeless moments of your children now that you'll cherish forever. Talk about something that is a family photographer you're able to help them accomplish and they become the hero. Or if you're a wedding photographer, just off the top of my head, you might want to talk to them about how they want to, you can help them to celebrate the day in a carefree way that honors their supporters and honors their marriage, right? So let's make our clients the heroes of our story. And what Donald Miller says is every hero has a conflict, right? So you need to think about your client, think where they're coming from, put yourself in their shoes, and think what is the conflict they have. For a wedding, the conflict your bride or groom may have is they're concerned that they're not going to, they're going to get a photographer who's not reliable. There's so many moving parts on a wedding day. Address those concerns instead of just talking about unrelated photography things. Next is be a trusted advisor, right? If you have a hero in a story and they have a conflict that you want to solve, then you're to be their advisor, not the hero, but you're the Yoda to their Luke Skywalker. You are the Mr. Miyagi to their Daniel son, right? So you want to come in there and be that advisor. I think back to one sales session we had where after the wedding, a couple came in, so did her mother, the mother of the bride, and at the end of the sales session, she was kind of wavering of whether to buy $500 worth of these 8x10 prints. She liked a lot of images. She wanted the several 8x10s that was going to add up to a good bit of money, and she was on the fence. She was about to decide against it, but she wanted them. You know what? We could have tried to come in as a salesperson and sell her on these prints and make the conversion. Instead, we came in as a trusted advisor, and we advised her, listen, your daughter has 8x10 printable images on her digital collection. You're welcome to share those with her. You can get 8x10s free. You know what? If you want to invest anything with us, we'd love to create a beautiful, retouched heirloom piece that would be large on your wall and you would really treasure forever. So we're actually talking her out of the sale she was considering, right? But we built up a trust bank. And what we know from research and in business is that trust is the #1 thing that leads to a purchase. So all of a sudden, that mother who had struggled about a $500 budget was over the moon, happy to spend $2,000 on a large canvas. And that's because she suddenly had a huge amount of trust in us that we were willing to turn over the sale in order to serve her. And her budget suddenly became a non-issue. Next, simplify. When it comes to your sales packages, even your wedding collections or wedding packages, trying to book a new client, keep things simple, guys. It's biology. Humans, our brains, the way they work, we're trying to save as many calories as possible to survive. If there's too many options, if it's a huge menu, like when you go to the restaurant, you can't decide what to order, you're going to turn off, your brain actually checks out, and you want to leave the situation. What if you had something like a luxury restaurant menu with 1 or 2 meals to choose from? If you set up your packages this way, guys, your sales will increase. All you have to do is make sure your packages are identical to one another. You shouldn't have different items, different services in every package. Have the same items, the same services, and just increase their quality or the number of hours of service. You can increase the numbers and the quality, but keep the products the same. That will increase your sales. It's that simple. And then finally, your elevator pitch, guys. What is an elevator pitch? When someone asks you what your brand, what your business is about, you say, oh, I take pictures, that's what I do. I hope that's not all you say, guys. I hope that you can talk instead about, think of your about page. If you're just talking about on your about page about yourself and how you remember when you got your first camera and how passionate you were about stopping images in time and your style, then you're not giving an elevator pitch that someone wants to hear. Make your about page about this story that we talked about earlier, right? Make your about page of why the conflict that you experienced when you were preparing for your wedding and you had a hard time finding the right photographer, and what wisdom you gained that led you to what's important, what someone should look for. Offer them advice and make that about page about their story, and suddenly your elevator pitch becomes, well, actually, scan back to the beginning of this video and listen to the first 2 sentences. That's the elevator pitch for our coaching business, where we help photographers to build their businesses to be profitable and purposeful so that they can experience freedom in their finances and in their personal lives, what's important to them. That's the story, that's what's important to us, that's what we value, and that's what we really want to help our photographer clients with. You want a similar elevator pitch, a similar way to explain your brand in 2 sentences, straightforward and powerfully, for your photography studio. So I hope that's some powerful ideas that are just, there's a lot packed in there. I recommend you read some books about this. Continue to follow up with us and learn more about how you can create a powerful brand in every area. And we look forward to getting to know you guys better. Have a great month, and we'll talk to you soon. Phillip, checking out. Bye.